what you're doing here. Clearly up to no good. Yeah. In all my years of keeping heroes from meddling in my business, I've learned a thing or two about the funny little things they try to get away with right under my nose. Seems like you aren't much better than them. Should have learned a thing or two before you decided to cause trouble. Just because the lights aren't on doesn't mean I can't hear you going through my things. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it belonged to first. It's mine now. It's for safe keeping, of course. I can't let you have unlimited control like that. You might abuse it, like last time. Now, start by using the coupons I meticulously cut out for you and go on the days they're active. Then you can use the miscellaneous spending account for your specialty imported ice creams that would otherwise cost us the price of the water bill, honey. Until then, the card is mine. I'm in charge of shopping. You know, last time I let you use the card, I had to rework the entire budget before your next paycheck. Want to know why you had to wait an extra week before you got your new earbuds? Because free shipping is free, and expedited is not. Hopefully the ice cream was worth it. Just leave the miscellaneous expenses to me, and you can enjoy your well-deserved treats after a long, hard day at work without having to spend extra and giving me an aneurysm. I promise you, I can get your stuff for a third of their normal price on the right day, at the right time. Within the store's discounts and the not-so-thorough demo mode on the self-checkout, because someone didn't like that last time. Well, if it happens again, you can blame, force of habit, we'll say. I'm just getting back at them for the double charge they made. Serves them right. Yes. The trip back and waiting in line for a chargeback ended up being more trouble than it was worth. So, I've taken it upon myself to take advantage of anything that makes up for it. No stealing necessary. Yes. Yes, I am keenly aware. You just gotta know about the hidden bargains they never tell you about. My favorite, is going every day to pick up one or two things and scope out the registers for any new employees. Preferably anyone who looks like the only place that would hire them is this one, or they just finished high school, or they're just seeing the light of day after a couple of decades in prison. Also, anyone with those brand name tumblers, because the most exotic thing they've put in their mouth is an acai bowl. See, once you've found them, grab the most expensive piece of produce that can easily be mistaken for something cheaper, and you end up paying $3 for a bag of passion fruit instead of $25. Because, it looks just enough like a plum. And if anyone's getting in trouble, well, it's definitely not me. I didn't hear you complain about the one time I made passion fruit mousse for your Valentine's Day. If I recall, let's see, how did it go? Oh, best I've ever had. Could you make it again for me, my love? Of course I would, honey. And I'll even resort to my old ways if it means making you happy. Of course, of course. You're right. If I had changed one bit since you first met me, you wouldn't have said yes when I asked you out. Remember, you didn't choose to marry a hero. Yes. And being retired doesn't mean I'm any less of the man you fell in love with. No. It's not my fault that most places don't hire with several felonies, you know? I mean, past actions aside. Yes, I mean, unfortunately, having a history of grand larceny involving your enemy's military-grade prototype plasma ray gun just sends your resume directly into the shredder. Who knew? Anyway, it's best to be the one banking off others' lack of experience with imported produce than being the idiot who gets fired by making the mistake to begin with. No. Unfortunately, my only other option for bringing in some extra cash is to start an online career and sell my soul to appease the algorithm. Yes. More in line with me would be through unsavory but entirely legal means. Right up my alley. Well, I've got enough standards to not sell my feet pics online. I mean, Lord knows there's already some big fan blog out there of me that would have a field day with those. I was a big shot back in the day. I mean, I could always get into competitive gaming, start streaming my outbursts. I'll fit in right with all the others. Yeah. I couldn't promise you 8 hours of sleep with the screaming and the obscenities and the occasional keyboard smashing. But how about a make my spouse's lunch with me type vlog series where I show off all the cute characters I made out of your veggies? No. Heroes doxing us is a bad idea. Gotcha. I can agree with that. Well, look, I've got nothing else. I don't think you'd appreciate any of the other questionable methods of helping out with the bills. Yes. Homemaking is perfectly fine with me, and probably the best means of maintaining your sanity, because you deserve it. But think of it this way, all you have to worry about is whenever you get home from work is whether your favorite series is getting a terrible live-action adaptation for the next season, or you'll never have to cook, clean, or pay the bills a single day in your life. That also includes shopping, mind you, which I hope you weren't planning on doing without those coupons. Or were you planning on getting something that doesn't have any discounts yet? Perhaps a meal from one of your favorite restaurants? When we have food at home that I so lovingly prepared for you on this most auspicious of evenings. 10-piece combo can wait until the end of the week. New coupons are coming on Friday. You'd be surprised at just how much you can learn between the various business practices and the marketing tactics from the takeovers of the daily newspaper to further your own agenda. You get some really nice sneak peeks on the upcoming deals. And I even have some insider info on upcoming events and new businesses. Remember how I got you those free coffee vouchers for the grand opening of that one cafe when we were still dating? Well, you can thank my ventures into hero slander propaganda for that. Well, that isn't to say I'm still taking part in any recent activities that would warrant your ire. I do have reputable sources for my info. The old crew keeps me updated whenever I get together on game nights. I found out about Friday's deal when they had one article made of hero suits being too reflective and causing car crashes so that villains do the carjackings. I know, the conspiracies. But I think it's true. They come prepared with crash report data over the last year. Well, it's not like the crew can just up and retire like me. They don't have the luxury of having wonderful spouses and entirely legal incomes to support them like I do. Believe me, they've tried. But you can only get so far with dating apps. Yeah. Yes. Contrary to popular belief, not every villain out there wants to kidnap you if you match with them. They're less keen on having one more mouth to feed whenever they can barely get by themselves. That's why it's more of a on-the-job approach to finding love. Ethics? Ethics basically mean nothing whenever you're a self-made villain without an HR department. I mean, if we had one, then you and I would probably be still single, A little point of reminder to ourselves that we didn't exactly meet on a dating app. Well, at least we got ourselves a funny story to tell at family get-togethers, so long as your grandma isn't around to hear it. She doesn't exactly like being reminded of how the other family cookout contributor came in the picture and nearly usurped her. Yes. If there's one thing I keep from my old fighting days, it's that I will fight tooth and nail to defeat her once and for all. She can make her famous sweet potato casserole all she wants. But it's my turn to shine this year with the roast turkey. Of course, whether it's heroes or my own grandmother-in-law, no one is safe from my competitive nature. Especially a restaurant with overpriced food made by workers who don't know that they're being compared to something that's made with love at home. No one's stopping you from going out on Friday. It's just the price is slightly more reasonable. I'll even take you there myself, but right now I have some good food by yours truly. Good for the soul. That's the important part. Yes. Look, I might not be a shining pillar of goodness, but I do know a thing or two about love. Well, love can redeem, but it also can make you evil. So, pick your poison. Yes. And you married a villain, so we all know which one you went for in the end.